How's it going? My name's Brent, and I'm here to introduce you to a new game, a new sport made by my company, which I am the owner and creator of, and it is Real Orion Lacrosse, or Rolex. Thank you. Thank you. This sport requires a whole new field and a whole new gameplay. It's obviously a branch of lacrosse, but I think you'll like it. Tell me what you think. First, I'll describe to you the field. The field is roughly 240 feet, sorry, 440 feet long by 240 feet wide. There's an end zone on each side, and as well a no play zone, which has no real purpose other than to be there in a space between the final zone and the goal post, and as well um, for spacing. Now, each end zone has three posts. The posts are 3 feet wide, up to 3 feet wide. Haven't really decided, perhaps 2 feet, perhaps 18 inches, and 11 feet high, perhaps shorter. But 11 feet high seems pretty good for this demonstration, so we'll go with it. Um, the three zones here are point zones, and this is the midfield, these two sides on each side of the half midfield line. Uh, this sport is played with, believe it or not, horses. It is called horse lacrosse, or Orion lacrosse, horse lacrosse. And there is five horses on each team. And as well, there is also 7 footed players on each team. Each man on horse and foot has a lacrosse stick. Okay. So the basis of the sport is something like this. Each zone has requisite passes to continue from one to the next. If you are a man holding a lacrosse stick, your passing is worth half of a pass. If you are on a horse, or you pass to a horse, or a horse passes to you, it counts as one pass. So 1 to get out of your zone, out of the next zone, out of the next zone, 3 out of the midfield, 3 out of the midfield, into the next zone, into the next zone, into the next zone. Now, if you are on a horse and you score from the closest zone, which is the easiest to score from, it's worth 2 points. From the next zone, 5 points. From the next zone, 7 points. And if you're able to score from your horse from the midfield, which is over 90 feet, plus the 10-foot no play zone, to one of the posts, which to hit the post is a point, then it is worth 10 points. And likewise, if you are on foot and you manage to score from the first zone, it's worth 10, or 1, the second zone is worth 2, the third zone is worth 3, and the midfield is worth 7. And that's the basis of the sport. That's how the sport is played. Now, as for picking up the ball, um, horse cannot face man, man cannot face horse, so there's no conflict with man running into horse or horse running into man. Due to the size of the field, there should be plenty of space for man play to be going on with horse play going on all the while. Now, again, horse is against horse, man is against man. If, say, the one team has made it to the first zone, they've come out, say, after face-off, made it into this zone, had their 3 passes inside this zone, and have moved on to this zone. And while they're in the first zone, they decide to try for a shot, and they miss. They cannot continue into these other zones because they don't have the ball. So only the defending team can be inside of these zones to pick up the ball. Now, if a horse picks up a ball because it's in his own zone, a horse can pick up a ball in his own zone or in his end zone. If picks up the ball in his own zone or his end zone, one pass is not required to move on because the horse has the ball. Whereas if a man picked it up, he could pass it to the horse and the horse could move on. Now, otherwise, a horse can pass to a horse, and then the horse, which is past the horse inside of this zone, they can move on to this zone. Now, one can pass, they can pass it back to the same horse in the next zone, and it counts, and they can continue on to the third zone, and likewise, and so on. Now, if one player is on foot and passes the ball to another player on foot, that's half a pass. If he passed it to another player on foot, that's half a pass. So that equals one pass. And then he passed it to a player on a horse, that's the second pass. He passed it to a player with a stick or on foot, that's the third pass because the horse is involved in the pass. Makes it a whole pass. And that's the basis of the game. Contact, like lacrosse rules, for men on foot. For men on horses, it'd be much like polo play, where they get in close and yada yada. Now, if two men are on horses and the ball happens to be on the ground by them, they can both try to get it, or they can try to hit it out to one of their standing players, giving the standing player an active role in always having to be the one to pick up the ball, except for certain circumstances. For instance, where the ball has gone into the no-play zone or the end zone, then the horse of the same team can pick it up. Or if the ball has gone into the no-play zone and there's nobody around to pick it up, or has gone into or if the horse is the only one in the zone, or within a reasonable distance to pick up the ball. Otherwise, horse cannot compete with the man for the ball. If the ball is right between them, or if there's some charge for space or charge for time to get the ball where it could be equal, then it goes to the man. However, if the ball is beside the horse can flick it to his own teammate who is standing, who can either catch it or pick it up. Otherwise, there would be too much competition for the ball between horse and man to pick it up, and it is certainly no challenge, and we're not trying to kill people. So, there's some balance of rule. Now, this is the sport. To introduce it to you, again, my name is Brent, and this is my company, Real Orion Canada, Lacrosse, Hockey, and Crossy. Thank you.